Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. On the last episode, I started installing a new head unit into my BMW E60. It's from the company Extrons. I got it off Facebook Marketplace for a pretty good deal, and I showed you guys the tools you need and the steps you need to take to install it. On this episode, I'm going to be putting the final touches on it. I'm going to be installing the backup camera as well as Apple Carplay. If you don't know what Apple Carplay is, it's an awesome modern touch that you can add to any car you're planning on daily driving. And it comes standard on most newer cars, but stick around, I'm going to show you all that and more. So it's actually been a couple weeks since the initial install video of the Android radio. I'm gonna go through some of the functionality. It's actually been working really well. What I had the most problem with was fitting all the new components inside the dashboard. There just wasn't much room to kind of play with. I got it back in and I was actually using the radio for a couple days already, but then my speaker on my door, like for times it would completely stop working, but then I would just like smack the side of the radio and then it would start working again, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And I got in the car one day and the radio didn't start at all, and I was like, shit. Pain. You saw the video, like I had to take out the dash and put everything back in. Some of the plugs just weren't pushed in all the way, and so I pushed it in all the way and then it turned right back on. I was relieved. It's been rocking pretty well with the new head unit. I really like it. Alright, let me show you what we can do. So that's the boot up screen. Takes a second. Starts right up. The Bluetooth actually attaches almost instantaneously. It retains full functionality of the iDrive knob. So this is the home screen, and it's pretty dope. You can load your own music, Bluetooth, navigation. You can hold files on it, car info, browser. You can store videos to watch on the go. You can even do screen mirroring. And it's basically an Android radio, so you can install whatever apps you want. If I shift it to reverse, it actually has functionality for the backup camera, but I just don't have the camera installed and plugged in. When I turn the wheel, it actually shows me projected turning radius, park distance sensors. So it's telling me that, you know, I got a car in front of me, I got a car behind me. Spotify works great. Screen mirroring.
They first started crashing Bitcoin, and then it took the rest of the market down with it. I didn't have time to adjust, and so my options got killed, as well as my stock plays.
So unlike the original iDrive, this is a touchscreen. Though I like using the wheel more because it's a little awkward to reach in and like touch everything. Press and hold on this menu button. It'll toggle to the original iDrive that came with the car. What I'm going to work on today is I'm going to install my backup camera. So this is the packaging that my camera came with. It comes with an instruction manual, an extension wire that should run the length of the car, the camera itself, and it also came with a ground wire in case you need that. So once you pop the trunk, you're going to notice that the hood liner has these little buttons that if you use the same tool I'm using in this video, I just pop them out. It's actually quite satisfying. There are quite a few of them. You don't have to get every single one out, but here's a montage of me getting most of them out. And once you get the hood liner out enough like this, right, you can actually reach in here, go behind, and then push it out so it unclips, and then it should pop out like that, right? And then you have this little clip here, and then it should just unplug. Once you get the old handle out, grab the new handle with the camera, and you want to feed a lot of that new wiring in through the slot. And depending on which handle you picked up from eBay or wherever you got it, you're going to have varying experiences as far as getting it in and sitting correctly. As usual, nothing is as easy as advertised. Basically, there's this silicone gasket. I still can't even get it to fit perfectly. You see how it's not perfectly over the camera? I had to take the silicone part off, get the plastic fitted, and now this is seated as flush as I could possibly get it. I got the wires coming out from underneath it. There's this wire here that comes from the camera. I'm gonna just undo it like that. So now what I gotta do is route it along here, and I'm gonna put it in here. Alright, so I took a little break. I had to run and get a crucial element. We're gonna need this wire hanger here. We're gonna have to jig it so that we can pull the wire through the hole. Alright guys, so how I ended up having to do it was I got the coat hanger from the inside out, and then now I'm going to tape this connector to the end of this, and I'm going to pull it through. After you manage to get the camera wire through the tube that leads into the trunk, you're going to want to plug it to the extension wire. This extension wire is the wire that's supposed to run the length of the car all the way up to the head unit in the front. Depending on how your car is optioned out, you're going to have to do some digging and get through the back seat. There's the backup camera right there, right? It's running through the trunk, through the back seats, along the door sill. So I actually already have the wire hidden along the trim here. It's all the way up until this point. Before I do all this crazy wiring shit, I'm gonna plug in the backup camera and see if I have any luck with that. We're back inside. We're gonna finish this project up. I'm gonna start by unplugging all this and getting this wire back in and around the dash so that it can go in there clean. I didn't want to have to do it, but in the end I had to do it to him. I had to take that whole unit out, unplug a bunch of shit, got in there, right? I had my trusty wire hanger. I was able to go in there. I took out the cover for my fuse box, and then with the wire hanger I was able to expose an opening. I ran the wire hanger all the way through there, you see? So now I can tie the wire thingy there and pull it out. So I'm gonna do that. You see how I did that? I got the wire back up here. I can take off this tape. And while I have all this out, set up this other cable which has a couple USB ports. Found this new route that there's plenty of room to get wires through. I can just set this up. So that's how you run wire through a BMW. Alright guys, you just saw me use my wire hanger technique to run wire through the dashboard and all over the car. I got all the wires in the right places. I'm just gonna plug everything back up, and then I'm gonna demonstrate the backup camera. So on the topic of Apple Carplay, I was initially disappointed that it didn't come standard. However, it was a dongle that I purchased for about $40, and it plugged right into USB, and it worked immediately. Spotify works great, Maps is awesome, the phone and text thing is pretty cool, and yeah, it's totally worth it. That's going to be the episode today. Thumbs up if you liked it, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and feel free to check out other episodes on the channel. Later.